Hello everybody, welcome again to the discussion on the statistical mechanics. We were discussing about the grand canonical ensemble in the last class. There we determined the probability for our system to be in a state of energy Es and number of particles in R. So that was determined in the last class. We got that as this PRS equal to exponential minus alpha NR minus beta ES over sigma RS, summation over all possible energy states and summation over all possible number of particles. So this is basically a double summation, and we have the exponential minus alpha NR minus beta ES. So this is the probability for our system to be in a state RS. Now using that we derive the physical significance of various statistical quantities. We look at the physical significance of various statistical quantities. We introduce a quantity, the Q potential. Okay, so here in grand canonical ensemble a new quantity is defined. It is the Q potential. It is a function of alpha, beta and ES, alpha, beta and ES. It is defined in this fashion: Q equal to log sigma RS e to the power minus alpha NR minus beta ES. So this is the Q potential, which is a function of alpha. Okay, it is taken as a function of alpha, beta and ES. Okay, so this quantity sigma RS e to the power minus alpha NR minus beta ES, it is that quantity that we see in the denominator here. Log of that is the Q potential. And we will see later on, we will see this thing is the grand partition function. Sigma RS summation over R and S e to the power minus alpha NR minus beta ES. This is the grand partition function, similar to the partition function in the canonical ensemble. Okay, since we are defining Q potential as a quantity which is a function of alpha, beta and ES. Okay, Q potential function of alpha, beta and ES. If I take dQ, the total change in Q, that will be equal to dou Q dou alpha d alpha, dou Q dou beta d beta, dou Q dou ES d ES. So this will be dQ. Okay, so we are now going to find this dou Q dou alpha, dou Q dou beta and dou Q dou ES. So what will be dou Q dou alpha? This is Q. We have to partially differentiate Q with respect to alpha. Okay, so I have to take the dou by dou alpha of log this. Okay, and that will be 1 over sigma RS e to the power minus alpha NR minus beta ES. Okay, since the log is here, then I have to differentiate this. So sigma RS, as I differentiate partially with respect to alpha, minus NR will come outside. Okay, minus NR minus beta ES. Rest of the terms will be same. So it's simply this minus NR that will come outside if I partially differentiate this with respect to alpha. So this will be minus of sigma RS NR e to the power minus alpha NR. So this thing is going to be the average value of n, average value of the number of particles, because we have seen this thing is this e to the power minus alpha NR minus beta ES over sigma RS e to the power minus alpha NR minus beta ES is the probability. Okay, this is the probability. So this is the probability for the system to be in different NR states. Okay, and we are taking this NR here, so you will get the average value, the expectation value of n. So dou n bar, this average value of n, that is written as n bar, that is minus dou q by dou alpha, because dou q by dou alpha is minus the average value of n. Similarly, we can take dou q dou beta. Okay, dou q dou beta. Instead of alpha, I partially differentiate with respect to beta. So what will happen is minus es, that will come outside. Okay, here instead of minus nr, I will have minus es. So what I will get is the average value of energy, minus of negative of average value of energy. So that I write here, minus of average value of energy, that is equal to, or E bar is equal to dou q by dou beta. So the average value of energy, the mean value of energy, is minus dou q by dou beta. Then we find dou q by dou es. Okay, so partially differentiate this thing with respect to es. Instead of this, I have es. Okay, I am finding this. So what I will get, dou q by dou es, that is equal to, here a minus beta will come outside. Okay, minus beta, that will come outside. But see, since we are differentiating here, as I partially differentiate with respect to alpha, I have to keep beta and es constant. Beta and es is constant here, and as I partially differentiate this, alpha and es are constants, and as I partially differentiate here, alpha and beta are constants. Okay, so here as I take the different partial derivative with respect to es, beta is constant, so this minus beta, that will be there, so that this thing I am actually substituting here. Okay, I am substituting here, and des is present here, and des I am taking inside. As I take the summation over an r and s, des is there, that I take inside, and I am writing it as this form, ds, and that will be average value of ds. So here for dou q by dou alpha, I am writing the average negative of average value of n, and for here for this I am writing the negative of the average value of energy, and here it is written like this. And from this, as we look at this expression, we can see it is the average value of the change, des, change in energy, des. Okay, so this is our dq, and if I take the negative sign outside, I am taking negative sign outside, so this will be n bar, average value of number of particles, d alpha, E bar, the average value of energy, d beta, plus beta, d, the average value of des. Now suppose that I am taking the differential of q plus alpha n bar plus beta E bar. I am taking differential of q plus alpha n bar plus beta E bar. So this will be dq, then d alpha d n bar. I am applying product rule here, so alpha d n bar plus d alpha n bar, beta d E bar plus d beta E bar. Okay, then for this dq, I have already found out what dq is. For dq, I am substituting this minus alpha minus n bar d alpha plus E bar d beta plus beta d es, average value ds, that I am substituting here. Okay, so as I substitute, you will see several terms cancel each other. This minus d alpha, several terms cancel each other, and I will be left with minus beta des, average value ds, plus alpha d n bar plus beta d bar. Okay, so what I have taken is differential of q plus alpha n bar plus beta E bar, that is equal to this. Now to interpret the terms appearing on the right hand side. So what it is, we just compare this expression with the first law of thermodynamics. So we are going to compare the right hand side, this part with the first law of thermodynamics. And first law of thermodynamics is the energy given, delta Q or dq, we can say dq, the energy given, that is dE bar, the change in internal energy, plus the work done, dW bar minus mu dN bar. Okay, that we know. So here we are taking all the average energies. Okay, so this is the first law of thermodynamics, energy change, work done, mu dN. Now this delta Q, the energy supplied, that can be we multiply it with beta. So the entire equation is multiplied with beta, and we will have this. So beta delta Q equal to beta dE plus beta dW. Here, as we multiply with beta, mu we know that is mu is there, beta is 1 by kT. So minus mu by kT, that is equal to alpha. Minus mu by kT is alpha. So we will get this. So beta delta Q is this. Then we compare this with this. Okay. So alpha dN bar is there, beta dE bar is there. Okay, beta dE bar is there. Beta dE bar is there. Alpha dN bar, alpha dN bar is there. Then this thing minus beta dEs, that is taken as beta dW. Okay, so this thing is taken as beta dW. Okay, so we can, what we can say is the left hand side should be same. So d q plus alpha n bar beta E bar, this is taken as equal to beta delta Q, where delta Q is the energy supplied. Okay, so these two are equal, and beta delta Q can be also written as beta TdS, because we know ds, the change in entropy, is delta Q over T. Okay, the energy supplied by the temperature. So this is equal to beta Ts, beta TdS, and that is equal to, since beta is 1 by kT, k will get cancelled, so ds by k. So this is differential of S by k. So Q plus, here we have a differential of Q plus alpha n bar plus beta E bar. Here we have differential of S by k. So these two will be equal. What is inside that differential, that will be equal. So Q plus alpha n bar plus beta E bar, that is equal to S by k. The Q is equal to S by k minus alpha n bar minus beta E bar. Okay, I am taking this alpha n bar beta E bar to the other side. So Q is equal to, in here instead of alpha I am writing minus mu by kT, for beta I am writing 1 by kT. So I will get this. Okay, S by k mu n bar over kT minus E bar by kT. Okay, then I am taking here I am writing this as a common factor. Here T is missing, so I multiply this as S and K with T. So Ts plus mu n bar minus E bar over kT. So Q is now equal to Ts. Mu n bar is G, that we have seen. Mu n bar is the Gibbs free energy, so that is written here. This is Gibbs free energy. This is minus E bar over kT. And Gibbs free energy can be written in this form: the average energy minus Ts plus PV. Okay, G is A plus PV, Helmholtz free energy plus PV. Helmholtz free energy is average value of energy minus Ts. So here this Ts will get cancelled, E will get cancelled, so I will have PV by kT. So Q is equal to PV by kT. Okay, so the Q potential is equal to PV by KT. So this equation provides the link between the thermodynamics. Okay, because in grand canonical ensemble we are actually going to obtain the required thermodynamic quantities from Q, the Q potential. Okay, so Q is equal to PV by KT. Q is, log of the sigma rs e to the power minus alpha nr minus e to the power minus alpha nr minus beta s. So that is Q. So that we obtain statistically, and that is equal to this thermodynamic quantity is PV by KT. Okay, here actually we have seen several things like the mean value of energy is minus dou Q by dou alpha. Mean value of number of particles is minus dou Q by dou alpha, and mean value of energy is minus dou Q by dou beta. So several quantities can be obtained from this, from the Q potential. That is the importance of the Q potential in grand canonical ensemble. The another parameter that we define here is the fugacity. Okay, fugacity is defined by the relation z equal to e to the power minus alpha. Alpha we know minus mu over kt. So z is equal to e to the power mu by kt. So this is called the fugacity. Okay, and also from this I can write log z is equal to mu by kt. Okay, log of the fugacity is equal to mu by kt. Mu is equal to kt log z, that I can write. Okay, so this is an important quantity in the grand canonical ensemble, because we are going to write Q potential in terms of the fugacity. So Q is log sigma rs e to the power minus alpha nr minus beta s. This is how we statistically determine Q potential. Okay, so this is equal to log sigma r. I am separating this. This is a double summation, summation over r and summation over s. I am splitting it. So I have sigma r e to the power minus alpha and r, sigma s e to the power minus beta s. Now this e to the power minus alpha is written as z. Okay, the fugacity. So log of sigma n r equal to, so summation over r means summation over all possible number of particles. It can be 0, theoretically it can be 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. So that is written here, sigma n r equals 0 to infinity. Z e to the power minus alpha is z. So z n r, q n r v t. Okay, q n r v t. Why this is q n r v t? This is the partition function, sigma s e to the power minus beta s. This is the partition function. Okay, that we have seen in the canonical ensemble. So this is q n r v t. So this is the partition function corresponding to a particular number of particles. Okay, partition function we know it is q n v t, partition function for a system of n particles. Here we have n r changing from 0 to infinity. So that n r, that is written here. So this is the partition function for the different number of particles in the system. Okay, so this thing what we see in the curly brackets here, that is the grand partition function. So grand partition function is sigma n r equal to 0 to infinity z n r, where small z, this is the fugacity to the power n r, then q n r v t. Q n r is the partition function for n r number of particles. Okay, so q is equal to, as I said, this is the grand partition function. This thing is the grand partition function. So q is equal to log of the grand partition function. Okay, q is log of grand partition function. But in the last section we saw q is equal to pv by kt. So log of the grand partition function is pv by kt. So q is equal to log of the grand partition function, that is equal to pv by kt.